head football coach for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, Brent Key, who is a part of kicking off college football season as the Aer Lingus Classic will take place in 10 days as Georgia Tech will take on Florida State over in Ireland. Coach, thank you for your time today. Thank you for allowing us to come in here to practice. How are you doing this fine Wednesday morning?
I'm doing good. Doing real good. Early morning practice, what can be better?
The juices are flowing. Guys came in ready to work. That's got to make you feel pretty good. No slack now as you guys are in it, and it is time to get ready for the start of the college football season. Your thoughts on what you have seen throughout the summer, throughout fall, and now you have 2 weeks before you have it unleashed against Florida State.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, everybody in the country is undefeated right now. So it's, everyone is all thinking the good things and what they're doing well. And you have to compliment guys on what they're doing well and things they're supposed to do. But our job as coaches and as teachers is to correct the mistakes, to get guys to do things that they don't necessarily think they can do. So, all right, if you really ask me how things are going right now, it's going to be focused on what we've got to get better at, where we've got to improve, where we've got to continue to build a depth here or there, individual fundamentals, techniques, strain to finish through the echo. All those things right now we've still got to continue to hone in on if we want to be the team we feel like we can be this year.
How do you prepare for Florida State, a team that does a lot in the transfer portal, new quarterback, new running back, 2 new receivers, new tight end, all of that stuff? Are you watching film from last year, or do you watch film from last year and then also kind of watch the individual players where they were playing in previous spots?
You do both.
Okay.
It's both. It's personnel evaluation, but it's also schematic evaluation. But, look, it's first game of the season. I mean, they could come out and do something totally different than they've done on offense or defense or kicking game in the past. And really, first game of the season comes down to really what we do, all right, who we are as a team, what is our core base identity on offense, defense, and special teams, all right, because when it's all said and done, it's not about all the plays you run. It's about how you go out and you execute the plays in that first game, right? And then how you're going to make the adjustments. And it's not waiting until the third or fourth quarter to make adjustments. We got to be sharp. We got to be on top of it and ready to make those adjustments right away.
How excited are you, Coach Key, for Haynes King in the second year under Coach Faulkner and his growth and his development? How excited are you? Because I know who you are, and I know you're very, very excited. What's his growth looking like?
I mean, when I say that he has every skill set and every bit of ability to be the best quarterback in the country, I mean it. All right. Hands down the best quarterback's ever played here, Joe. But you got the you got the hardware to prove it though right now. So you got the hardware. Hey, preseason watch list don't mean anything right now. It's the end of the season hardware.
Your sense of humor has not changed, brother. I got you.
No, I am. I'm excited about him. I'm excited for him. And I tell you what's been the best thing for Haynes has been how Zach Pyron has played this entire camp. How Aaron Philo, Graham Knowles have played this whole camp. I mean, that quarterback room is as deep as it's been, but they're all pulling for each other because they know that that's the position that is a critical position on the team.
Was there a lot of schools, NFL, college, have kind of a mantra going into the season, unfinished business, bigger, stronger, faster, whatever it is? Did you guys have something going into this year with your guys out there?
We do.
You're going to share it with us?
Nope.
There you go.
I think anybody that's sitting here at this table that knows me can somehow throw a dart and get pretty close to what our mantra is this year. And
good.
We have something that we internally talk about. But at the end of the day, it's about the 4 things that are the most critical to this program, and that's the toughness, the discipline, right, the commitment to themselves individually and commitment to the team, right, and then their confidence in themselves and their teammates to go out and execute. When we talk about execution, it's ability to go make a play. Right? You got a one-on-one. Right? You got to come a 50-50 ball. You got to come down with it.
No doubt about it. Georgia Tech head football coach Brent Key joins us here inside the locker room. There's obviously stuff on the field you guys are working on and got to get better at before you face off against Florida State. But what you guys have built in this offseason and the few years that you've been here have been pretty special. The buzz around the program, the record-breaking athletic fund fundraising that was going on as well helps a lot. And then picking up the recent 4 and 5 stars.
Josh Petty.
I mean,
yes.
You got to feel confident and strong about, and I think the program and the fans do from all that stuff as well.
Yeah, that's what's good for the fans. It's good for the fan base. It's good for the alumni, the boosters, all the former players. That's what's special to me. I say it all the time. And as I sit up there, and I've got the privilege to sit in that seat. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of former players that played here that sit in that seat with me. And it's about representing the GT we wear. It's about doing what's best for the kids on the team. And it's about representing the former players that have put their blood, sweat, and tears on the field too. And look, that's great. The energy is great.
Yeah.
It's good. But look, there's no ceiling to success. There's no ceiling in the climb. And that's not just quote words. I mean, every day we have to look to get better. And all you got to ask for the kids, if you can get better than you were the day before, all right, we got a chance to do something.
FSU's not listening right now, Coach Key, but Coach Santucci and his defense, what's exciting about his defense and his defensive scheme?
I think just the bringing the scheme in that he has with, this 2-6-3 alignment of everybody that he has, to play in, and
it's difficult to coach against. It's difficult.
A little bit of 3-2.
Yeah.
A little bit of 3-2 look on it. No. So no, it's and the way I've been brought up in this profession is, hey, calls are great, blitzes are great, coverage calls are great, offensive plays are great. Right, but it's not about the plays; it's about how we execute them. It's about the discipline we're able to execute the call with. All right, how can we play to the whistle? Right, all the play
Echo
calls
of the whistle.
All the that. All the play calls in the world don't matter if we're not able to understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, and go out and execute them. And Tooch is a great teacher. I mean, he's as good of a teacher, and that's what we are as coaches. We're just teachers, and he has the great ability to inspire learning out of his group, and then they play really hard for him. He's got relationships with them that are real. He's honest with them. He doesn't ask them to do anything that he doesn't do himself. He's a tireless worker. I'm excited about the progress we'll be able to make this year.
Georgia Tech head football coach Brent Key joining us here in the locker room on the Fan, 680 93.7 FM. What are the areas of improvement you would like to see week one and throughout the season for your defense this year?
Yeah, well, only one way to go up, right? So
yes,
I didn't want to approach it like that.
No,
yes,
it's real.
Yes.
I mean, it's honest. It's real. It's out there. I mean, we're not trying to sugarcoat things. I mean, that's our job, is to get better.
You guys have a funky schedule. Week 0 and then play right into it.
So what now what?
No. Nothing about that. Just having 2 bye weeks in November. I think that's a positive.
I know the first 2 opponents, and that's it.
That's it?
I don't even know who we play in September.
Do you find yourself on the football field gravitating to one position or another?
I'll be quiet now.
If you see something you don't like or do like in any position, you just go make it happen, or what do you do out there?
I think it would be easy for everybody to say, I'm going to gravitate towards the O-line, right? I've got an O-line coach and a group of men over there that work with that group that I trust with everything in my body, right? And I respect them and honor them enough that I don't go over there, all right? I trust what they're doing, all right? I believe in what they're teaching. I believe in how they teach. I believe in the physicality and the effort they're getting these guys to play with. All right, so it allows me really to be able to go around and whether it's managed practice, whether it's go to different positions, see different individual drills, different, there's certain things. You have ball security and turnovers. I'm always going to be at PAT field goal, block, and protection, one-on-one pass rush, some of the simulated things there. But right now it's about evaluating your roster. It's about evaluating not just who the ones are, but who the twos are going to have to help us. So it's a lot of that in practice, because you see a lot in between plays that you don't necessarily see on tape. So
sure.
Now, does Jeep get a couple phone calls late at night and me and him talk first? Yeah. But
Coach, how do you balance next week? I know it's a business trip, but you're trying to win, but you're going over there in Ireland. How do you balance to let those guys?
You ever played a game on the West Coast?
No, sir.
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yes.
What's the difference? 1 hour difference?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. We can't make more of that than it is. We really can't. Do we have all the things in line as a staff, from recoveries to hydration to nutrition in place? Yeah, we do. These are 20-year-old guys, all right? They're 22. They're 19. Right? They stay up all night playing the game on a Saturday night and then sleep on a Sunday, and they walk in on Monday and there's nothing wrong.
Right.
So as coaches, I think sometimes we can fall in that rat trap of trying to overthink things, right, as opposed to just letting them be who they are and letting their bodies naturally accommodate to it. So we're going over there. This isn't about going on a vacation or going on a bowl game. All right, this is about going to work, and we're going over there to play a football game, to win a football game.
Wrap it up with Brent Key, head football coach for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets here in the locker room. You can't look down the road. You can't look at schedules, but you can talk about the first game. What could it mean if you guys execute the way you are? You start the season off with a positive note and something that will not just carry over for you guys here at Tech, but for the ACC and college football and a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, it's people say all games are the same and big. It's a big game. Yeah. It's a big game. It's a great opportunity for Georgia Tech, and not just Georgia Tech football. It's a great opportunity for Georgia Tech, right, to be on a national stage, to have everybody see us, to see who we are, to understand what Georgia Tech is, and understand what Georgia Tech football is. All right. Our whole goal, my goal as the head coach, we prepare the right way. We practice the right way. We go over there and we play the game the right way. We play physical. We finish. All right. And when the scoreboard hits 0-0-0, all right, then we'll look up some point and see what happens. All right, but we're going over there to get in a fight.
The scoreboard said Nick and Chris number 1 and everybody else number 2, 3, and 4. Are we at least your second favorite show at the Fan?
So actually, I've got big suitcases for y'all. I'm going to stow Joe away in my little my carry-on.
Stuff him in one.
All right.
You know those guys for 25 years. They covered you when you were playing here. So we understand that those guys be much. Can we move up?
But who's in person? Right?
There
Yes,
you go.
exactly.
So I think we might have to
effort.
change this up a little bit. Joe's studying that practice schedule over there, man.
I'm just trying to see what you got going on, Coach.
He's ready to run out there and take some reps.
How
I
much
think.
has practice changed since you were practicing to today? Is it the physicality? Is it less tackling, less on the ground? I'm asking. I don't know anymore. I see NFL, you don't even barely touch each other anymore.
No, the big thing is coaching guys to not be on the ground. All right, and what drives me crazy is when somebody gets on the ground and you hear somebody say, "Stay off the ground," or hey, catch the ball.
Of course, they
Tell
were
them
meant
how.
to.
Tell
Right.
them how. Like, you got to keep your eyes up. You got to keep a base. You got to move your
Feet
feet.
moving,
Use
yeah.
your hands. Create separation. All right, get off a block. Sustain blocks. I mean, you got to coach the guys on those things, and it's a process. We show them every day clips of how to practice, how not to practice. All right, that's just as important as showing the opponent. All right, because if you don't learn how to practice the right way, right, now you're going to have people get banged up,
Yep.
twisted up. All right, and then you're going to carry over those things to the game. But no, the physicality, it's the same. I would say that there's a few things me and Joe could probably talk about off record that we don't do around here anymore.
Yeah.
But
Not legal.
but for the most part, I mean, when you come out of flex, you go PAT field goal. I mean, we're working 2-point plays. Tempo right away. We're going into Indy. We're doing team run. I mean, the flow of it, and that was the great thing about the two men I've worked for with Coach Saban and Coach O'Leary. Their practice schedules are almost identical. They're almost the exact same flow. So since almost 30 years now, 28 years, I've been accustomed to the same type of practice schedule, the same flow. Now, what we do within it to manage the guys, to make sure they stay healthy, that's one thing. All right, but the big thing is you play the game with pads. All right, you play the game live.
Yep.
Right, you don't do it, so you got to simulate your things where you can get the most out of them.
Well, thank you for your time. Wish you guys the best. Know you guys are going to be prepared, and everybody here in town wants you to go over there and sting them. So we'll see what it looks like in 10 days when you take on the Florida State Seminoles in the Aer Lingus Classic, and we certainly hope you guys get all of the work in before and the results you're looking for after. Thank you, Coach Key.
Go Jackets.